On tonight's episode of Dallas Housewives, it's all about family drama and a little bit of fishing. It's an odd one. It's the Real Housewives of Dallas Season 2, Episode 5, Walking in Memphis, starting right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
The buzz begin.
Hello, AfterBuzzers.
Yes. Okay, what is your perspective on Taylor Swift music? Just, are you liking it? Are you not?
I did not like the first song. I do like this one.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Well, I like the first one because I love it mixed with Toxic. Have you ever heard the mix Britney Toxic and?
Maybe I need
Ooh,
to
I
hear
need to look
that.
at that.
It's a deep one. It's on
But
YouTube.
to
Toxic.
me,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
just very it's a kind of a mess.
I think she's more musically talented than this. Whatever this is playing, but I mean,
I like it.
Into
okay.
this.
Yeah, but I like the music video. It's a little much, but I like it.
Yeah.
I think
I need to
like
check it out.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we can talk about this and more on this episode. Let's talk about it.
do
You
it.
guys can find me over on Twitter at It's Grant's Rants.
Yes, welcome back, y'all. I'm Rachel Robillard, and y'all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Rach_Robillard.
Hey guys, I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at FLetChick.
And you guys can stalk me at DJ Richie Skye on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm glad that we're all here.
I know.
We're
So
here.
nice,
Yes.
guys.
And we're going to get into more of it. We've had the pleasure, if you've missed a few episodes here at AfterBuzz, we've had the pleasure of speaking with Tiffany Hollman 2 weeks ago, and last week it was Heidi Dillon in the house. She told us a lot about Stephanie's house.
That's right. We got some inside scoop.
Yes. So you never know who will pop up here at AfterBuzz, so keep it locked for the after show here at AfterBuzz, of course, because we've been in touch. We've got our feelers out, so get ready.
yeah.
Yes, Deandra will be coming. She unfortunately couldn't come today. She was supposed to, but unfortunately she was feeling a little sick, so she will hopefully be here next week. So tune in then.
And I don't think we're going to be able to keep LeeAnne away at some point. So
We gotta get her in here.
just let y'all know.
LeeAnne, we want you too.
Yes.
To the
Oh my God,
studio.
I would die.
I know,
That'd
right?
be great.
So let's talk about the other fools, Cary, Stephanie, and Brandi, are getting ready to go to Memphis. They're packing up. Brandi's grandfather suffered 2 strokes, so this is time for her to visit with him. And I'm glad to see it. They still maintained a relationship a year and a half later, really.
That's great.
Yeah.
I just like watching each of these Housewives shows when they pack for trips. I have no idea why. I'm just fascinated by it. Every single show, every single trip, it's the same thing, but I love it.
But part-time nanny was there.
I know.
I was like, okay, I want to
know.
be that part-time nanny. I wonder how much she
Yeah.
is making.
I
She's
feel-
getting a free
I know.
flight,
I feel
free
kind of
food.
bad for her, though. I don't know why. It's just-
Really?
Yeah, I don't know
I
why
felt bad for her when they made her wait in the car.
That's what I felt bad for her. I didn't want to jump to it because I didn't know if you want to talk about it, but I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God,
Sorry.
she's got to sit in the car.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't want to get in the lake with the catfish.
The catfish.
Oh,
She should just sit in the
hell no.
car.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'd have been like, thank you for leaving me in the car.
She couldn't sit on the edge of the riverbank.
Yeah.
No, I'm
When they got in the car, they're like, all right, we got a long ride. So this poor girl had to sit in the car to and from and couldn't get out to catch a ray of sun.
I thought I was the only one who noticed that. Her face was like, what?
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, she's obviously getting paid. She's getting a free flight. They're paying for her food.
That's what I was thinking.
They're
I
paying-
was like, I'm
They
down for
probably
this
paid
job.
for a
Yeah.
part-time.
It was like a free trip
half
to
the time
Memphis.
you pay,
Yeah.
half the time she pays.
You think?
No.
She's sitting in the car. I don't know. She's probably
Yeah.
still in the car.
I'd be glad to sit in the car.
Out in the heat, sitting in that East Coast heat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord. So,
But you wouldn't have gotten in the water for catfish?
Oh, hell no.
Y'all wouldn't?
Oh, my
Honestly,
God.
Would you
no,
go catfishing?
I'm an adventure person, so I would do it.
Right?
thing
But
is, I'm an
hold on, I'm
adventure
not
person.
touching the worm.
Not
Not
No,
touching the
you'd
worm.
be a Stephanie like, it's alive.
I would 100%
Absolutely.
be like Stephanie. I was like, that's me right there. Like, I'd go in and I'd be like literally like crying. And she was running away from the fish. And that's
Yeah.
what I'd be doing. I'd be like, get off me.
well, she said she was
Save
scared of
me.
fish last week. She was scared
Yeah.
of fish.
Oh, I wouldn't
so-
touch the fish either.
Really? I would have done it. I was a Girl
No.
Scout, so I feel like I would just
Yeah.
be all up in there and just
I
do
was
it
a Boy
with my
Scout.
nails.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, wait, I'd have to get a nails. I'd make sure to go in not pre-nails done. I'd have to make sure nails
Oh,
after.
Good point. Yeah.
But I'd still touch the fish. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I wonder how I'd react in that situation.
You wouldn't do it.
I don't think Grant wouldn't do it. No.
I don't know. No, I mean, I would get in and put the waiters
See,
on
that's
and
what
do
I
that.
said.
And
Yeah,
just
I would do
stand
that.
there.
But then what
No, I
happens
would-
when you catch the fish
I
and it's
would
coming
fish.
at you?
I would do it, but fishing to me is so boring.
It is so boring.
That's
That's
the
why
problem.
I actually thought this episode was gonna be boring when I saw that they were going fishing. I was pleasantly surprised because it was not boring.
I didn't think they were going
happy
to catch
about that.
anything,
I didn't
honestly.
either.
I wasn't expecting them to catch a couple fish.
Yeah.
And I noticed the lighting. I was like, it didn't take them all day either. It wasn't like the sun was going down and like they catch fish. It was
yeah.
like,
Oh my God,
wow,
you
it
were
was
really
like,
nasty
I was like,
with that.
I know. I was like, when are they catching these fish? Like, it was like good timing on the fish catching, girls. Okay.
The owner is like the owner of Ketchum Lakes or something, so I'm pretty sure that's like a stocked pond. You know what I mean? Like they probably put some money
catfish
into
in
it.
there.
Yeah, like, here you can get, it's like when you go like for the gold. It's like, you know, when you pan for gold, you get the little flakes. You know, it's like we know you're gonna get something.
Where do you
something.
pan for gold? I want to pan for some
Oh,
gold.
it's somewhere in the Pacific
Jeez.
Northwest. I don't know. I don't know. People pay good money to do that. You know, they can sit there with little strainers. Like, oh, go sit by the pool. Jeez. Someone who's getting ready to do nothing like that is Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
Keaton is 21, and he told his father that he doesn't fit in. He wants to get out of Dallas. He's been there for less than 2 months. He committed to a year, but who cares when you're 21? So,
I would have
that's it.
loved to have him do his own confessional just to hear what he had to say, because I felt like there was some reason.
Something missing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was something we didn't get to see. Not that they did anything wrong, but I just wanted to hear his perspective, you know?
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't, like, he has no interest in anything. He's like,
Yeah.
no, you didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted to be here. I'm done.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be on camera, you can
Right.
tell. And so they thought that he would pick up on their ambition.
Right.
And D'Angelo was like, you know, really wanting to get involved with him and, you know, asked him. And Jeremy even said, like, can you be a little level-headed if and when you do speak to him? Because you tend to go off. So we saw a little bit of that later. which
Yeah,
we'll
and
get
I
to.
saw a bit of Mama D in there.
Telling you.
I saw
The
it.
nails are out.
The
saw
apple
it.
doesn't fall far from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So over in Memphis, we learned that, so they're arriving. Brandi says that she grew up in a trailer and swam in the Mississippi River. I didn't know that about Brandi.
I didn't know that either.
Me either.
I did
Me
not know
neither.
that.
Yeah.
But speaking of such like small town girl, Stephanie from Oklahoma, I really wasn't expecting her to be so scared of the catfish and going back to the worm scenario, because she told us she grew up in Oklahoma and was that small town girl and would get dirty. So I was really surprised she was a little scared
You
of
know,
the catfish.
I think it's something that comes with age, because even Brandi said, you know, they used to go swimming in the Mississippi, but she wouldn't dare do it now. I think
True.
about the things that, you know, we used to do as kids. Like, I definitely wouldn't do half that stuff now.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a little bit of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
Very well said.
I mean, these ladies, they're married to millionaires. They're taking us so far away from that at this point. You know what I mean? It's
You're
like-
right. You know, when you marry a millionaire, you just kind of think to yourself, I'm never doing that again.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're just in a different echelon in life, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? At the hotel, they were all joking that they didn't have to perform any sexual favors. I was like, okay, that's good, cute, move on. But Cary would not let this go.
No, no.
She latched on to this and had to let us know. I wrote it all down. She
Break
said,
it down for us, Grant.
so it was. She is excited to have 3 days off because it's every day. And then they're getting ready to have a champagne toast, and she keeps going that she's still discussing it, that she has to pull double duty. And some weeks it's 5 times, others it's 10. Who the hell is having sex 10 times a week and has a child and a full-time job?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, you already claim you're mad about spending that much time with them. That's just extra, what, hours or 20 minutes more? Nigga? I don't know. Like, it's just
racks
weird.
up. 10 times a week, even if it is 20 minutes. Do the math.
Labor.
I don't know if y'all watched after the show What Happens Live with Andy, and he actually brought it up just like how you kind of roasted her. Andy was like, wow, that is a lot of sex.
I
and
didn't
so
see
she
it.
yes,
Oh,
she kind of had, she was like, you know, well, 10 times that's like, you know, vacation, you know, when you're at the beach, like what do you do at the beach? And in my head I'm like, what do I do at the beach? No,
Lay on the
no,
beach.
lay on the beach. Oh my God, what?
Look,
I thought it was hilarious.
the more you talk about something, the less real I believe it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
though? If you have to talk about it that much, the other ladies, I'm sure, have a healthy sex life, and they're not comparing notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, who
knows?
Who knows?
So they went to the birthday gathering for Brandi's grandfather, and we learned a little bit more that her grandparents divorced before she was before she was born, and very close with her grandmother. And so the grandmother, I guess, is really, you know, she feels betrayed by her granddaughter for forging this relationship. You know, we don't really know anything else as to why, but they haven't spoken for a year and a half.
Must have been a nasty divorce.
Yeah.
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 I mean, a year
Nasty.
and a half, especially when someone's of a certain age. Like, we have to imagine that Brandi's grandmother is, is up there. I mean,
Right.
so it's like to not speak to someone that you were close with for a year and a half.
And
Well,
they
I
used to
mean,
be
you
so
know.
close too, her and her
And that's
grandma.
your granddaughter, and then you have great grandkids. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Like grandmother, like granddaughter.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. She
That's
talked
true,
about that.
Yeah. I think that's like
Wow.
a trait in families. Like you can just turn it off with certain people. You know what I mean? It's not a healthy thing to do.
Well, and
But I
that's
feel like
what she
people just
said.
ice people out.
Yeah, that's
Were
what
you-
she said. She did that to Stephanie, and she's like, "Well, now I've learned like my lessons."
Yeah, very true. Were y'all expecting her to not answer the door, or were you kind of assuming she would be answering the door?
The way the episode was going, I kind of expected it not to happen.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of was like, I don't know, it felt like it was just not gonna happen.
Well, you're smarter than me because I was like, Bravo's definitely like
Yes,
egging
they're
this
egging it on.
Like, she's gonna open the door.
She's
And
gonna
it
open the door.
probably was
Question.
like 2 minutes. She was upstairs. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, she never came, and I was like,
Right. Because I thought once they cut to a commercial or they cut to another scene, then I was like, all right, when we come back, she'll open the door and we'll have the scene.
Right.
But yeah, no. So Cary reminds us once again that she doesn't have her husband in town, so she can go out for a girl's night. I'm like, very good, Cary. Very good.
Go, Cary.
Something about that one. I don't know. So Cameron is coming down to a big moment with having her presentation be put out into the world. She's going to a focus group first, her 2 kids, to look at this poster. And her daughter, Hilton, is so cute.
oh, I love her.
I love that girl. She says, like, oh, well, do you guys want pink dog food? And the daughter just says, I prefer brown. So cute.
She is.
But I mean, we'll talk more about Cameron in a minute because I have a question for y'all. But I like how Cruz, her son, just stared at her with the same stare that her husband does. Not a clue what she's asking. So on this poster board, there was a bunch of stuff. What caught our attention?
The colors.
Yeah, the bow.
The bow.
Chemist. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You asked what
chemist.
stuck out. Chemist.
It said, let your dog sparkle from the inside out. And it's a $25 billion industry, so she's reminding us once again that she's not an idiot. And so that was that. Then she moves over to, this is what got me. She went to her husband's office to ask for $100,000 for this sparkle dog line. She's driving up in a BMW i8, which starts, I did the research, it starts at $143,000. There's your
Sell
investment.
your car.
So sell your car for the investment.
Yep. I was like, how much? I said, I bet that car is exactly how much she's asking. Oh, it's more.
It's a little more.
And he gave her only 10. I mean, after all that, they're clearly going out, and that's not the only
Yeah.
car in the family. I mean,
Right.
he could afford to give her $100,000.
I think he wants her to work for
I was
it.
about to say, work for it. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just not going to give you this money just to blow it. I need to see you do something.
All right, yeah. Well, he wants a proof of concept, so we'll see what happens. I guess it's to be continued. Although at the end of the scene, she's like, there is going to be pink dog food. I'm like, I don't know. Are we jumping the gun? I don't think he's saying it's really happening, but
Right.
I mean, he wants to see like a printout. Like, I don't think it's like going into production. Let's talk more. At the party, Brandi and Stephanie bond over wanting to be pregnant at the exact same time. Are they going back to their old carnival ways?
Too late already.
I think it's cute. I thought
Yeah.
it was cute they said that. That means like they're obviously great friends again to say that.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant and I could use a friend, so if you're pregnant out there, tweet me.
Yeah. I think it'd be nice to
Right?
have
It'd be
a
kinda nice.
sisterhood.
Yeah.
So I have a
yeah, for
question
sure.
then.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought to yourself,
Let's get pregnant
hey,
at the
good
same time.
girlfriend, can we get pregnant at the same time?
No, it just doesn't
Again.
work like that, though. It just doesn't work like that.
I imagine not.
So I was like, that's a good plan, but like, what if you get pregnant and then she doesn't and something happens and then you're like, shit, now I'm pregnant by myself and I have to
forbid.
take care
Right?
of this other kid.
You said
that,
you'd get
like,
pregnant
year.
with me.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's like
Yeah.
a 2-year thing. It's like you get pregnant and then have the baby in another pregnancy. So then it's like 2 years of just like one can't drink but the other
I
can.
know, right? What fun
You
is
know?
that?
So it's
I'm,
like-
I'm the
I didn't think about
lamest
that.
Let's
person
stay in,
that I know.
but you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like the dating, the tongue kissing, the babies. Just have them together.
Yeah.
I guess. I love how none of this involved the husband. Like,
Right.
Independent of that.
They're like, I'll do it if you do it.
Yeah.
Even Cary was watching. She had a weird look on her face the whole time.
She
She's just
did.
watching them with this random infant. And she's just like, wow, they're really
Cary.
codependent. Like, yeah, they are.
But I have talked about that with my little sister. Her birthday's tomorrow, actually.
Ooh,
so
happy
happy birthday,
birthday.
Jackie!
Birthday, Jackie.
And we've actually talked about it. We want to raise, like, we actually want to live, like, on the same cul-de-sac and, like, have our kids
Oh, I love that.
be friends
See, I
together.
think that's
and,
different.
You know, yeah. Well,
Exactly.
You know-
yeah, we've never been like, okay, ready, set, go, because for one, I don't have a boyfriend or I'm not near that in any way, shape, or form. But, I mean, we want our kids to grow up together.
That makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, we finally get to see LeeAnne, who does not get enough airtime.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, where is she?
She looks good. She looks
does look
great
good.
in this
I know.
episode.
She
Amazing.
really does.
What do
I'm
they
hoping that shifts throughout the season because
Yeah.
I'm kind of over
What do you mean the shift? Oh,
Like, I need to see
yeah.
more of her,
I think I
you
want to see a
know?
little bit more of a toned down version.
Oh, no.
It's like,
No,
no,
I
we-
just need to
we
see
want her
more of
turn.
her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I don't know why. Like this show is very, and I'm so in the weeds with this with writing about it. I just feel like it's like all up here, but it's very like percentage-wise heavy towards Stephanie and Brandi. Very heavy towards them.
Exactly.
I feel that.
Cary's in the middle, and then two new girls. They get maybe like a 5-minute block.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like LeeAnne sprinkled throughout. But I mean, this scene with Rich was like what? Less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
When he got on his knee in her closet.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's teasing that engagement that she still hasn't had.
But that means he needs to do it kind of soon.
Oh, yeah,
Like to be
he
teasing
better.
like that as a
Yeah.
woman, like come on, girl, you know,
Yeah.
like that's like come on, like you're giving me mixed emotions, mixed
Yeah.
signals, like getting me excited. And
At this point in the
you think he's
episode-
gonna propose this season?
He has to now. You can't joke
Right?
around
Well,
like that.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I mean, Heidi did say that at LeeAnne's engagement party, she dropped that line last
Oh,
week.
really?
Yeah, she just casually put that in there. I caught that.
You're like,
Oh
what?
Yeah.
my god, I missed that.
I missed
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert, kids.
Oh.
If you're wondering, if
I'm
you're,
gonna do some investigating.
I hope I didn't ruin anyone's season based
I
on,
know.
on LeeAnne's engagement. I mean, come on. But she also, at this point in the episode, LeeAnne says that she was hurt that Brandi didn't call her or text her anything about the Memphis trip.
Yeah.
Right.
We know now that these two are another spoiler, are no longer friends. So she's been posting up a storm on Twitter how she's saying they should have stayed there and who cares. But at the time of recording this, she was hurt by that.
Okay, I might be in the minority here, but does it almost seem like Brandi kind of used LeeAnne at the beginning of the season?
That's what I was saying. Like at the very beginning, I felt like she needed a friend.
Yeah.
And so she gravitated towards LeeAnne because LeeAnne's so strong.
Yeah.
Like, she'd be an easy person to side with, right? Like, you don't want to be on her bad side.
Strategic.
And then if you get on her good side and then you talk shit on whoever you're against, like, she's going to go to bat for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly thought as soon as I saw them going out of town together, I was wondering what LeeAnne would think.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that too. But do you think
looks
their
that way.
friendship is genuine? LeeAnne and Brandi.
I never thought it was, but
I think it was too early to tell. I think they were just beginning to forge a friendship. At this point now, I think it is for that. I think it is strategic, and it was numbers. I always say this when I talk about Housewives, but it's like, you have to have people on your side, and
right.
she was excluded. She felt excluded from Cary and Brandi, and she doesn't know the other two new girls.
Exactly.
So.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of felt like, in my eyes, LeeAnne was like a hawk on Brandi because Brandi was so vulnerable for losing such a great friend, and so she kind of took that scenario to be like, well, let's be friends now. So now they're on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can see Brandi going towards, Stephanie more, and now LeeAnne's a little nervous that she's about to lose Brandi as a friend because of that, because she doesn't like Stephanie.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not
Drama.
there, but it just from my viewpoint, watching it just seems like, oh, I got my other friend back, so now I don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to talk
It
crap
appears
about
that
you,
way, yeah.
unwarranted,
Right.
by saying things like, oh, she's not invited to my
Not
home.
invited to my home.
Because now it just seems like you're just trying to distance yourself from LeeAnne. You know what I'm saying? now that you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
your other friend back.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. That's what
I
I'm
see
saying.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, does that make
Yeah,
sense?
no, that makes
It
sense.
appears
I
that
feel like
way,
it makes sense. Because
Yeah.
it was kind of like OGs versus new on this
Yeah.
episode when LeeAnne was talking to the new girls,
Mhm.
Deandra and Carmen, and you could just see like, they have their
yeah,
little
Cameron,
threesome going right
Yeah.
now. And
Yeah.
they post a lot together too on their socials. I follow them.
Shout out to the AfterBuzz booth. If you guys have a live read, I don't have a copy. I got an email about it, so I just want to do my due diligence here at the studio. Speaking about that dinner with LeeAnne, Cameron, and Deandra. They were all talking about how Brandi says that LeeAnne is not allowed in their home because the children are scared of her or whatever. And so LeeAnne just says it's not true. Of course, they cut to the one shot they had of her, like, picking her up.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, who knows? But even Heidi refuted that last week, so I don't know if that's really based in anything besides for the cameras.
Yeah, I mean, because, Brandi, did she have a party last season?
Well, apparently she had like a New Year's party after the season ended, and she invited LeeAnne, and LeeAnne showed up to that. So
that's okay.
So that's, I think, where that's like, it sounds crazy to say that. Like, why would you even need to say that to anybody if like you just
if y'all are friends?
Yeah,
right.
if you are friends, and you in one sentence saying, well, I think she's trying, but then in the other sentence you're saying, well, she can't come to my house. My girls are scared of her. It's just, I don't know.
Right. Well, Deandra is still very perplexed by Brandi. They have not connected. This is new. Usually it's just been Brandi and Cameron. Now we're learning that Deandra doesn't even really vibe with her. And she says that Brandi always appears to be half asleep, which I think, a lot of people would agree with.
Yeah.
Well, because her eyes are they just naturally kind of shut.
Yeah.
Get a little squinty. I think it's
She's a
so
little
cute
squinty.
though.
Yeah, she's a little
She is
squinty.
cute, yeah.
She had that dark eye makeup on when she had that one-on-one with Stephanie, and she really did look like she was out for a nap. They all predict that Cary will be brainwashed by this. Cary is going to go where the cameras are. I mean, she's going to go with, please. I mean, at this point, she was cool with LeeAnne when, LeeAnne had her moment at the party and all that. But now that she's on this trip, of course she's going to switch. Who didn't see that coming? You know what I mean? What else can we say? So Brandi says that she couldn't care less about connecting with Deandra and Cameron. So this is, like you mentioned, that clear divide between 3-on-3.
And I was so surprised, not surprised, by how quickly I felt like Cary threw Cameron under the bus by telling Brandi about her lack of connection with her. Remember when she told them what Cameron said? I felt like that was crazy.
Wait, which moment was this?
When they were sitting down and they were talking, and she essentially told Brandi that Cameron felt like they didn't connect or something because of the zip codes or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So she told her that information. So I'm like, are you serious? Playing both sides.
Yeah, that one. She's one to watch. Yes. So what else can we say? Stephanie still doesn't believe that LeeAnne likes her or Cary. And I can understand where Stephanie's coming from. I mean, she did just show up at her house calling her a two-face in a costume. So I guess, it is kind of hard to believe that LeeAnne is really, a fan of Stephanie. I mean,
Right.
let me see. What else? Cary says that she's been a better friend to LeeAnne. And if she finds out that LeeAnne is talking behind her back, she's going to lose her mind. But
And then it clips over to them, essentially talking BS about them.
But all they do is talk about one another. Their favorite topic is the other side. I mean, Cary's the
Real Housewives.
Yeah, Cary's the first one to talk about anybody else, I think. So what else?
You think Cary is? You think Cary's the most gossip of amongst them all?
I think she'll go in
spills
any
the
direction.
most tea. Does she?
I don't know if she's the most gossipy.
She's
but
like
I feel
the go-between,
Yeah,
she's
for
the
sure.
person that's kind of talking to this person.
She's
and
friends with
talking to
she's
that person,
friends
but
with
she's
everyone.
telling what
Yes.
the other person is
True.
saying.
Yeah. She's tries to play friends with everyone.
But
But
ends
also
up creating
talking.
chaos.
Yeah.
Which is
More drama.
fine.
Exactly.
Which is fine. That's like Gina Keogh 101. That's like a shit stirrer, which is cool. But if then you run around and complain that, I'm in the middle, I don't want to be involved, I mean, then you just can't.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're just not
just
doing it
can't.
right. You're just not doing it right. What do you have over there? Do we want to do that?
Absolutely. So just to let you guys know that A&E's Emmy-nominated groundbreaking docuseries Leah Remini, Scientology and the Aftermath has returned for season 2. New episodes air on Tuesdays at 8 Central on A&E. It follows Leah Remini along with high-level former Scientology executives and church members as they delve deep into the shocking stories of abuse, heartbreak, and harassment experienced by those who have left the church and spoken publicly about their experiences. This season, LeeAnne Locken continues her quest to give a voice to the victims of the Church of Scientology. It also explores accounts of former members whose lives have been significantly impacted by the church's practices, and Remini is helping people take actions, turning survivors into fighters, revealing truth, and seeking justice.
There you go. Good show. I'm watching it. Have you looked at that show yet?
I have not seen
I've
it
seen
yet,
a
but
few
I feel like I
episodes.
need to.
It's
Yes,
heavy. I
right.
wouldn't say it's entertaining as much as it is like a docu, feel
Yeah.
gritty. But have you looked at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
I am too, actually. So
yeah.
Have to
check,
check
it out. Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank
What
you
is
for
it
that
on?
word.
A&E.
A&E?
Yes.
A&E.
Let's flip over to LeeAnne visiting a therapist.
I like these conversations.
I do
like
too.
these therapist
Yeah.
conversations.
I like that they seem to happen once per episode.
I've
a
noticed that
It's
too.
very continuous.
Like a check-in. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Hold on before you do anything next.
Let's see what the therapist says.
Yes. So Rich comes up, her boyfriend of 8 years, and there's like a deadline of December, and we know at this point we're post Halloween, so I
Right.
mean we're into November, so it's like less than a month and a half away, and so LeeAnne questions if she should hint, write a letter, what should she do? And of course the therapist is like thoroughly like no, don't do anything. Nope. And LeeAnne, this is like probably the realest therapy session I think we've seen, because she's like, no, I really don't want to push him away. Like, I'm not the easiest to get along with, and like, I really value him, so I just want to make sure I'm making the right move. Really, the other stuff was more for the show. I feel like this actually, she really
Yeah,
was
it's
trying to
her
get some.
personal life.
Yeah, she was trying to get some info out of it. What did you think of this moment?
Well, we finally got to see her again, so that was one thing. I was happy about that. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah. Is it true the therapist said no, do be vocal about it?
So
this
that's
is
what
something
I
you
thought she
should
said.
do?
Well, I was
That's what I took
shocked.
it.
That's how I took it as well. I
Okay.
thought she
Oh.
said, "Don't write a letter. Go to him
Yeah,
and say it." Like
you need to
she
talk
said,
about it.
she basically said you need to push.
Yeah,
like
you need.
I
was-
missed that entirely.
And
I
I
thought she
maybe
said
no, and I maybe you're right, but
I
for
think
some reason
I
I felt
took
like
that.
she was like, no, you need to vocalize, like you need to not write the letter, just
That's
go
what
to
I
him.
heard.
Yeah.
Don't write the letter. Say it.
talk.
Oh, okay. Because then she said, "Well, I don't want to push him. Like it's his decision if he wants to
Right.
initiate this." So I thought she was like being told to back
Yeah.
off.
Because she used to be like, when time's ticking, win, and then
Yeah.
she stopped for a while, and I think that's why she asked the therapist, like, should I bring it back up again?
Yeah.
Should I
I
write
was
about
shocked
it?
that the therapist said that, because I
Yeah.
just thought that the therapist would be like, I actually thought
Yeah.
LeeAnne was right. Like, I don't want to push. It's his decision. Like, I don't want to force him to do it. And I feel like she was like, no, push. So I was
Okay.
like,
I'm gonna have to go back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have they been engaged, y'all?
Well, they've been
Don't know.
together for.
Or sorry,
what-
it's not engaged. Excuse
8
me.
years.
Yeah, 8
Not
years.
yet. Yeah, 8 years they've been
Yeah.
together.
I would just go shopping for a wedding dress and buy it. just get it.
But he's not
It's
supposed to
gonna
see
happen.
it. Yeah,
I
but he
know.
can't see it. That's
Oh,
the
well.
whole point.
Time to ticking.
That's true. I think when you reach a certain age, what do you need all this formality
Yeah.
for?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I believe in formality.
Okay, turn the dress backwards. Now he can't
Okay,
see it.
it's in a box with that. It's in a box.
Oh,
Here it
goodness.
is.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So in a more dramatic turn, we talked about it. Brandi going with her mother Janet to her grandmother's house, wanting to explain her relationship with her grandfather, and not much came of it. But she did leave the flowers behind, and I felt bad for her. I'm glad that her mother was there for her, and she didn't
Yeah.
go alone.
Yeah,
That was hard to watch, actually.
I thought it was too.
It was.
But I'm
Because
glad.
think about the reality of that. Like,
Yeah.
this is your family that's not even opening the door, and you know they're inside.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say, that house had no light on it when they went up to it. Then when she was there, it was fully lit. So what would her grandmother have to gain from showing up on camera like that with a big key light in her face? I would view it as like, all right, so she's got the cameras with her, so now she's gonna reach out to me. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a little intimidating too.
Oh,
for a
it
whole production
is.
team to come up to your
Well,
door.
especially when it's something so emotional and you're not like the star of the reality show. Like, I don't know if I wasn't the star of the reality show that I'd want somebody showing up at my house and confronting me about not speaking. Like, that's really emotional moment.
No. let me show up to my grandparents' house and they don't open the door. I don't care if I have a whole search team behind me.
Shit.
You need to open the door because I'm there.
True,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
Open
do
the
agree
door.
too.
At least let me slide in
Yeah.
so I can, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
You
Yeah.
don't have to be seen by the cameras because then at least we would have had a resolution to that story
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
felt good. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
she went inside.
Right.
Then we could have found out what happened later.
Yeah.
You know? That's how
That's
I
a good
Okay.
point.
It's family.
That
I
is
don't
a
care
good
about
point.
the TV stuff. It's family. Let me in.
So you don't think it had anything to do with the production team?
You know, I
Being
don't
behind her.
know. I'm just saying that would not have been okay and I would have been beaten down the glass.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
That's a
just
good
me.
point.
Yeah.
Breaking and entering.
There you go.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, because she said normally I just go around the back. I'm like, why
Yeah.
don't you just try
That's
that?
what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
right?
Like, just say, you
They
know,
used to be so
stay here.
close.
Yeah, I would do the scene the way she did it, and then I would tell the producer or whoever's there, I'm like, all right, you guys, we did it, but I'm serious here. Like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
pursue this,
Yeah.
but y'all gotta back off. Like, we
Yeah.
did the scene, but you can keep the mic on me, but I'm pursuing
Right.
this.
Yeah.
And that would have been a great clip too, to see them, filming from the car and just seeing her walk in to see.
At least
yeah.
that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because I'm curious to see what about now? Like, are they still not on good terms?
Right.
I don't know.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
question.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Well, that's it. I hope we don't have to wait till the reunion until they ask her. So someone from somewhere in the United States asks her what happened to the grandmother, because I want to know.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about that on Watch What Happens Live? I'm just curious.
I don't think
didn't. No, they
so.
didn't really bring that up too much.
Wow.
That's odd.
Yeah.
I know. I missed that. I went to go look for it today, and it wasn't available on BravoTV.com. I wanted to watch it for the show,
Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to it. Although I heard all they did was talk about LeeAnne, but I don't know. Is that true?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. What else can we say? So back at the hotel, while Brandi is pursuing meeting up with her grandmother, Stephanie and Cary talk about how Stephanie's in a much better place with Brandi. It was worth the reset, and they're more in a healthy spot. And then Cary tells her that like she kisses her ass.
I thought that was funny.
I think Carrie's the one kissing their ass.
Ooh.
I definitely believe that she's the one kissing their ass.
Because whenever there's three girls, one of them typically gets left out a bit. Are you
Really?
saying that's Cary in this instance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You know?
I would.
Do you think she felt left out?
Well, I think I don't know if she feels left out, but I feel like she's just kind of elbowing her
Oh,
way.
I agree.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
So, back over at the Simmons house, D'Andra's all fired up, taking it so personal that Keaton is leaving. He doesn't want anything to do with any of this conversation. So he just leaves, and he doesn't even really look at them. Did you catch that? He just, just grabbed his bag right for the door.
Yeah.
Right out, got in his Camaro, must be nice, and just took off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you want to say about D'Andra? I mean, was she just being too much? She's only his stepmother. She wants a
Yeah.
do-over. How did you feel about her reaction?
You know, I think it's difficult to have. I think sometimes particularly if you have a camera on you and you have a very difficult situation, I think your reaction probably is a little bit more extreme than it might normally be. So I think there's two stressors there. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that could have been it, because I did feel like she overreacted, but I don't think it was fake.
Yeah.
No,
I do
don't
not
it
think
was
that was fake,
I
right?
felt like her husband handled the situation really well. Like, if I was a parent, like I will be one day, I guess, I would love to handle situations like he did. But I think she did overreact. Like, that would drive me crazy. But then when she told the story of, like, why she was so emotional, because I was thinking, like, why the hell is she so emotional? This isn't even our kid. But when she talked more about it, I was like, oh, this makes sense. She's in a really hard spot. Like, I don't even know how you would go about dealing with a situation like that.
I mean, she
So-
made an effort, by inviting
Yeah.
him into her life, into
Right.
her at the house. And
Right.
you can't really fault her
Financially
for that.
supporting him.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
She doesn't have any kids, does she?
No.
So I think that I don't know, but I feel like there could be some of that in there too. Like, this is her opportunity to really
parent.
have an exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have to remember, too, that she's, like, a newlywed to her husband, and they seem to be a really good team.
Yeah.
They had, like, good back and forth, and, like, they were there for each other when he left and everything. So, I mean, this is a totally different dynamic. I mean, first time being a parent, and you've got a 21-year-old boy. I mean,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
a little difficult.
He
Yeah.
seems a little hard-headed, but 2 months? 2 months, y'all. Like, that's not enough time to really adjust and to find a job and to be, get used to Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas is so hot in the summertime, and it was October time then, so that was like some really good weather. So I don't know how he couldn't adjust a little bit. The weather was nice.
Yeah, I did a little research to see like what he was up to. I was curious.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anything, but he did get into a little trouble this summer, so allegedly.
Oh.
So nothing terrible, but
Oh.
So I don't know if he's yet to find the straight and narrow just yet.
I don't know. Where is he in South Carolina? Because I don't really think that there's a lot there. Sorry, anybody who's there, who's watching, but I just don't feel like it compares to Dallas. I just don't. I don't know.
I wonder what his mom thinks, his biological mother, having him home. Like, how is her parenting different than
Good question.
the father?
Is she in South Carolina? Mm-hmm. Okay, so
right, that's where he went, right, to South Carolina with her biological mom.
That could be it.
Yeah. Over in we talked. All right, we've done with all the.
Because I also wonder how Deandra's relationship is with his biological mother. I would have a feeling there's some conflict because I remember at the beginning of the season, Deandra blatantly said that she might come off as the girl who took the husband away, kind of a scenario.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah, no, I remember that. You're correct. Yeah.
So it's a little it's interesting.
The other woman.
Yeah, the other woman. Excuse me, the other woman.
You're right. Well, at the hotel, Brandi returns, and Brandi's really upset. It says that she's just going to drink, and they put on these masks and sip red wine, and Cary gets a little close to them in the bed and makes her way in, and the three of them are all set for the night. Any final thoughts on this show, guys?
I want to go mask.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, what was the comment about the facelift? Did you catch that?
I caught it, but I didn't understand it. Did I miss something?
Yeah, Stephanie said, Stephanie said to Brandi, you look like you got a facelift. And then Brandi said, Deandra, watch out, I've had one before you. Is that shade?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is she saying Deandra got a facelift or she needs one?
Oh.
Probably needs one.
Yeah.
That is something we'll have to ask Deandra once she comes
Yes.
and talks.
I read Deandra's blog, and she made a joke about it, but I couldn't tell where that was going.
It's random. If you're trying to be shady and that unclear, I mean, come on. Is that shade? I mean, really. If you're gonna come for someone, you need to let them know. You know what I mean?
I just don't think that I would want to mess with Deandra if I was Brandi.
No.
I
don't think it's a
I
fair
wouldn't want to
fight?
mess with Deandra either.
I would.
Not a fair fight.
Deandra versus Brandi.
And it just doesn't seem like...
I feel like Deandra, we saw firsthand Deandra got upset, like, with a family member.
Yeah.
Imagine how she could be with
I just feel like she would
a friend / acquaintance.
steamroll her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I think it's gonna get so much more dirty coming up. I really do.
I know. I feel like it is too.
Let's take a look at some predictions.
Okay.
Coming up. So.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So Cary hosts a dinner with the Westcotts, and Mark looks like an ass once again, talking about how Cary has to eat her daughter's food or something.
Yeah.
I hope she
We're all
reacted
rolling
to
our
that
eyes
and
for
we
those
just
listening.
didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then LeeAnne and Rich go to the fair, and is this going to be the moment? Is he going to propose?
That's what it looked like.
That's what it looked
Yeah.
like. I was freaking out.
It also looked like a music video. Oddly
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
The Texas State Fair.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just looked like a music video. They were
Is that what
in.
it was, the Texas State
Yeah,
Fair?
I think it was the Texas State Fair,
Oh, yeah.
which is awesome. It's so
Yeah.
much
I
fun.
heard.
You get
I heard.
fried everything. Fried everything,
I want
y'all.
fried
Fried
pickles.
everything. Think of it. It's there. It's fried. Fried Oreos. Fried.
I always wanted
like,
to try one of those.
everything.
Oh,
fried.
they're really good.
I just.
Really?
Oh yeah, I know. It doesn't sound
my
good,
God.
and I don't like anything, but it's really good.
You don't like anything?
I don't like anything except ice cream. That's all. But I like fried Oreos.
I don't
So
like
trust
anything.
me.
So trust
Yes,
me.
I don't like anything. If I say it's good, it's good.
Yeah. So it looks like Deandra has the need to have a sit down with all the girls in her
Yeah, spill the
eclectic
tea.
home. Yes.
I love
and-
how they're dressed up.
I love a tea party. It always ends
Yeah.
badly.
I know.
I know. and this one looks like it goes south real fast.
Oh my gosh, I know. I can't wait.
I'm not an advocate of the C word. I don't use that word, but LeeAnne's messed up and she doesn't care.
Is that word really bad? I mean, I don't use it, but it seems like whenever someone says it, it's like the entire room stops.
Wait, what
Wait,
word?
yeah, what?
The C word.
C word.
Oh my god! I
Next
talked about
week.
that today during lunch with my coworker.
It's a
That
bad
is
thing.
not that C word. That's like, and the
It's-
Australians
so it's
say
worse
it.
than the B word.
Yeah.
When someone
Yeah.
says it to you in a derogatory fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
more cutting, I
See,
think.
honestly,
Yeah. It
nobody
doesn't-
said it to
I've
me.
never
But
said
yeah,
it.
I don't.
Yeah.
So
I
I just
don't.
don't
I
even.
not my
don't say.
vocabulary.
I don't say it either, but I don't know if I'd just be like, whatever.
Because Australians, for those who like try to context clues for the viewers watching, Australians say it like that. Like it doesn't really matter.
Erica
Like,
Jane says it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not. It's more.
She does.
I'm sorry. It
So
just
does
came to
Jack.
mind.
Yeah.
They had a whole
Like,
thing
yeah.
about it.
But like a lot of Australians will just say it like that's just like their form of a B word, like as a
Oh,
friendly
okay.
kind of like, you know. But
Okay.
no, I am not a fan of that word.
No, I think
I'm
it's
like, whatever.
that's like
It's
a
a-
fighting word.
it's a
Like
faux
if you're gonna,
pas.
if you're gonna throw that at someone, you know that they're like dead serious. If
Cutting,
they're out
like what
for
you said.
Yeah, it's one
I'm
thing to be
interested
like
in
call
why she
someone
said
a
it
bitch.
about her.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have expected that. I would have expected somebody else, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're that far into the season where it's that extreme to be going that low with name calling. I mean, I don't like what could have happened in the next like
Yeah.
episode that goes from
I'm
like
curious.
to that. So we'll have to find out. I don't know. In the meantime, you guys can submit your predictions below. Let us know your thoughts on this episode. On one last thing I want to say, Cameron. Is she acting for the cameras or is this really her? I need to know what you think because I've been kind of caught up in watching her and I feel like, all right, where are we going with this? I like her, but is there a side of her that, what keeps her up at night? What bothers her? You know, what stresses her out? I feel like it's just very on the surface.
Brandy.
Very on the
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's her
true.
only problem in life. Oh my God.
I think it is in her pink
Wow.
world.
Wow, God
Is a
bless
little
her.
redhead.
Yeah, like is there any conflict within family? Exactly, just the surface. We're just talking about the pink dog food. I feel like that's her story this season, but it's like I want more.
Yeah, I
Same.
would like to see a little bit
More.
more seriousness from her.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get a, I don't know. I agree.
Yeah, I feel like at one point they always have like a personal moment where they crack them somehow, or you know they have talk about a loss or a family member or the previous relationship. I mean, you know, I'm happy that she's happy. I'm not looking to bring everyone down to a level of misery, but I mean, as far as delving into the lives of these women, I mean, Deandra's putting it all out there, so I want to see more. I think that's the general consensus. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know.
We'll hear 'em.
And feel free to tweet us too. We're all on the old Twitter,
Yes.
so let us know.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Tweet
so
it.
where can we find you guys, and what would you like to promote?
You guys can find me at DJ Richie Skye on Instagram and Twitter. I would like to promote myself. Thanks.
And I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at Athletic. And thanks for joining us in the chat tonight.
Yes, Rachel Robillard, and then y'all can find me at Rach_Robillard. Once again, happy birthday, Jackie! I'm excited to celebrate this weekend.
And for even more Real Housewives of Dallas, you can check out my recap at realityt.com. And for more reality shows, you can listen to Grant's Hollywood Talk podcast. It's on YouTube, all the major podcasting networks. Just give us a quick Google search,
Do it.
and you'll find us. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for checking us out. We'll be back next week with who knows who, and we're talking Real Housewives of Dallas. This tea party. Get ready.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.